on to the Yankees here. So obviously the most impactful for them, Max Fried signing, and then the Devin Williams trade um, gives the Yankees a bona fide number two behind Cole, and then solidifies the back end of that bullpen, not having to rely on I'm blanking on his name right now. Who closed games for them last year? Weaver.
Weaver and
Thank you.
Holmes.
Yeah, Weaver. Well, not Holmes, but yeah,
Well,
but
he
Weaver.
tried to.
So yeah, it gives another guy in the bullpen. Um, so yeah, I mean, and then adding Cody Bellinger, obviously in that trade, and then adding Paul Goldschmidt. I think you're right, Harrison. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think the culture is going to change in New York, even from last year. Just adding a veteran like Goldschmidt, um, and then bringing over Max Fried, who's been in some key games. Um, I mean, the Yankees are going to be freaking good. I hate it, but the Yankees are going to be good.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I look what the Yankees have done. I'm actually annoyed as a Red Sox fan because I think the Yankees have had a master class of an offseason, and hats off to Brian Cashman. We've railed on him for years
Yep.
for basically running the Yankees like it was a fantasy baseball team, and he's changing what he does. He's brought in some deep players. He brought in some veteran leadership, some depth players. It's not a bunch of strikeout machines. They've got a lot upside here, and they've addressed the real issues that they have. So hats off to Brian Cashman for finally doing what was needed to be done. I think this Yankees team is going to be really good. They are significantly better right now than they were last year with Soto, and I think Brian Cashman took missing Soto in stride and went right to Plan B. And I think that Yankees team is going to be better next year and a bear to deal with all season.
Yep.
That team is so deep.
Yeah, and I haven't really heard them in the outfielder market, so I think they're banking on Jason Dominguez
I
for next year.
All indications are it's going to be Dominguez, Judge, and Bellinger in the outfield. You're going to have Goldie at first base. You're going to move Jazz to either third or second based on the next move you make. Volpe at short, who's been rock solid for you.
Yep.
You move Trevino, so it's Austin Wells' job behind the plate.
Yep.
I think they're pretty well set. They need a second baseman or a third baseman, depending on which direction they go, and then they're done. But that's going to be a good lineup, and it's going to be a lot more balanced, a lot more dynamic than they've been in the past. With hopefully a healthy Stanton sitting in the DH spot,
Yeah.
they're going to hit
Yeah.
and they're going to pitch too, because that bullpen's going to be good, that rotation's going to be good. I am not looking forward to having to deal with them as a Red Sox fan. And I think the wild card in all this is Boone. And I think you're
Yeah.
100% right, John. I mean, they've built a team that's so good that hopefully Aaron Boone can't screw it up. But I think if he does, this has to be the end for him. There's no way you keep going if
Yeah.
he screws this up.
No, I mean, adding Max Fried into that rotation just completely makes makes it 10 times
Mm,
better because you've stretched out Rendon to your third, or Luis Heel for your third and your fourth. You're like your top four
yeah.
starters. Then you add Clark Schmidt in there. Like those are five really good pitchers. So it's yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So so what becomes of Stroman? Does he go to the pen? Does he does he get traded out of town? What do the Yankees do with Stroman? Because it seems like they're doing everything they can to not have to use him because I mean he wasn't good. He wasn't good for them last year.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to deal him, or they just cut him outright and eat his salary. Um, that would be
Yeah, I mean
my guess with him because they haven't been sold on him since he's been there. So yeah.
yeah, fair.
All right.
Boone Boone World Series are fired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Agree.
I would agree. I
Yep.
think that's the spot he's in. I think he's been there for a little while. Um, or at least we thought he was.
Yeah.
And I think they allowed him a free pass this year because I think the Dodgers were the Dodgers. Um, but I don't think he can get away with disappointing ownership and the fans for a whole lot longer. And I know the Steinbrenners love him, but you can only play this game so long.
Yeah. I mean, and every year we've been like, how does he still have a job? We don't understand. His in-game management's terrible. We just don't understand it. But here he is, still managing. Like you said, World Series was as kind of a free pass for him. But we'll see what happens. Like you said, I think if this team does anything less than win, I think Boone might be gone.
Yeah, fair.
So.